Welcome to the Whiskey Explorer. Thanks so much for joining in for another episode, guys. I know I've been away for a while, but I am super excited to be back to getting regular whiskey reviews back in there, aiming for releases every Wednesday. So for new reviews and some whiskey fun, come join me on the channel. We'd love to have you. And we are going to taste and review 1792 Single Barrel. Alright guys, so this is from the Barton 1792 distillery. This is the single barrel selection. Of course, they have several different expressions. So it starts with their small batch, then there's a bottled and bond, there's a single barrel, and there's the full proof. The full proof picks that I've had have been awesome, just absolutely really good bourbon. So I haven't had a chance to review the small batch yet, but I did review the bottled and bond, and I will put that up here to check out if you guys want to see that review. And also just wanted to mention really quick, I've got a special guest here. We've got the Whiskey Explorer himself, and I'll show you guys some of that in the B-roll as well. It'll just be in the background there, but I've got a really close friend of the channel and a really good friend of mine, Kyle, has started his own CNC business. So he's going to be doing carvings as well as some custom cabinets and stuff like that. So you could check him out on YouTube. He's got his own channel. It's really cool to see the CNC machine working and doing its thing. And so that is at Asterix Custom Creations. And I will put a link to that in the description of this video in case you guys would like to check that out. All right, so into the whiskey now. All right, so this one here is 49.3% alcohol by volume or 98.6 proof. And unfortunately, this single barrel expression, this is not something that we can get here in my neck of the woods. So here in Victoria, BC, Canada, can't really get this on the shelf. I haven't really seen it come other than maybe once in a while during one of the spirit releases at the BC liquor store. But yeah, I wanted to try this one out for quite a while, so I was able to kind of get one on the secondary market for a fairly reasonable price. So I went ahead and did that. So we're going to try this one and we'll check out the color first in the glass. So it's just kind of like a really medium kind of copper tone in the glass. Nothing too crazy there, not too light, not too dark, somewhere kind of in the middle there. And let's dive in here for a nose. All right, let's check it out. It's like a really sweet kind of cherry and vanilla note. Those two kind of flavors just jump out of the glass. So yeah, definitely a candied kind of cherry sweetness. Some vanilla cream. And definitely it's almost like a burnt caramel or a burnt kind of butterscotch type of flavor that's kind of hanging out there as well in the background. Just smells really good, really inviting. Doesn't burn or anything when you're nosing it, so it's not super high proof. Again, it's about, we're looking at about 50% alcohol by volume, so that's actually a pretty sweet zone for bourbon. So I think we should just jump in and give it a try. All right, guys, on the palate, cheers. Yeah, this was one of these bourbons where you can see by the bottle level here that it's one that I've really enjoyed. It's gone very quickly too. So when I kind of wanted something that was kind of nice and sweet and easy sipping, I would often go to this one. It's just a really nice bourbon. It's really well balanced. You've got some really nice kind of sweet cherry and vanilla notes that kind of present at the beginning of the palate experience. So that's really nice to get the sweet flavors kind of up front. And then there is actually a little bit of a Kentucky hug going down. So I know it's only about, just shy of 50% ABV, but you definitely do get something from that. And there's also a little bit of a mouth coating going on here. So I love to see that. And that's a really kind of welcome, especially in a bourbon of this kind of proof point. So that's really nice. It's got some sort of medium kind of char flavors and that caramel butterscotch note coming in the mid palate. And then actually for something that's around this proof point, it actually has a really nice kind of strong and long finish. So It's not really super peppery or anything on the finish. It's just sort of those, I would say, kind of a little bit of the char note and the kind of burnt caramel note. Those kind of linger. A little bit of vanilla and again, that lingering sweet kind of confectionery cherry note as well. So just a really nice kind of pleasant all-arounder here. Definitely a really, really good bourbon. I think in the States, this is probably going for about the $45 mark US. That's sort of where I think this one sits. Again, can't get it out here, but I think that's about the price point for it in the US markets. So let's go in for a second sip here. Cheers. Actually, this is really cool. There's actually like an effervescent note to this. It's like sparkling on the palate at the very beginning of the sip. Nice proof point. A little bit of mouth coating going on there. Sweet cherry, vanilla, and then that mid palate actually is transitioning now to like a really nice kind of sweet vanilla note. A little dusting of cinnamon on there. Brown sugar. Again, I get that sort of the barrel char shows up kind of mid to late palate. And that's sort of the structure of the finish as well, is that kind of, you do get a little bit of the char note in there. Toasted, burnt kind of caramel note that I mentioned. And then the vanilla, a little bit of cinnamon and maybe a little bit of peppering on the finish here now. So just a really great all-around bourbon, really nice. I would definitely be buying this again if this was in our market. This is kind of one of those bottles that I'd always like to have on the bar. For myself, it's a really nice, like enjoyable, sippable bourbon that I could see going to a lot. And for friends that I would have over and enjoy some whiskey with, it's really great because it's sort of like, it's not really a beginner whiskey, sort of getting into that kind of intermediate level, and there's more depth of flavor going on here. It's a little bit more challenging and interesting than, you know, just a very simple kind of beginner bourbon. So I think there's lots to find for everybody here from, you know, whatever your experience with whiskey is. So I definitely highly recommend this one, guys. And that was the review for the 1792 single barrel. So thanks so much for joining me for this review, guys. If you haven't had a chance yet to do so, if you could please like the video, hit that subscribe button down below, and hit the notification bell so that you know when I'm dropping new reviews. All right, guys, until next time, may your sails be full and your drowns be fuller. Cheers.